Well, Mr. Perkins is justifying lobbying, and it's true, it's legal, but it shouldn't be legal because there is a lot of corporations that are spending millions to get billions in return, and that's not the way it should be. I find also Jonathan a little bit hypocritical when he doesn't want money in politics, and then he gets support from one of the PACs that gives support to 70% of congressmen. And it's not just support. We're talking here about not a typical $6,000 per PAC. This is an umbrella, it's an AI PAC that has a myriad of PACs underneath, and those are the ones, the public affairs AI PAC doesn't give the money, it's the ones underneath that provide. And within a couple of weeks, he had already $200,000. Also, that affects also the way of the political life, where some candidates that we don't have strings attached, we raise just a few $1,000s, but they have an unfair advantage because they get these huge amounts of money. Why I am the best? Because I am a scientist. Okay, I am honest. I've been a democratic socialist all my life. I ran as such 14 years ago, knowing that they are going to call me communist. I am not communist. I am just grew up in Europe, and I see helping different to the people to promote industry and promote everything through allow people to have vacations, allow people to have maternity leave. That's what I feel, and I will die for that. All right. So and scientists, they talk about they talk about environment, but they don't realize. For instance, he was talking about fixing the world. We cannot have a world there. It's got to be removed. You see, the sediment continues accumulating. In 2007, it was toxic. It was so toxic they couldn't get rid of it.
Okay,
because
we got your answer. I'm going to stop
all right. Yeah, unfortunately, we are limited in time, so I'm going to leave it there.
Mr. Ching.
Thank you, and thank you again for having me here today. Look, as I mentioned before, I'm a married father of 3 young kids, and we see time and time again what happens when we send the wrong people to Washington. I believe in public service. It has been something that has been ingrained in me since I was a little boy. Randy took a shot at me that somehow I led a sheltered life. My mom was a public school teacher. My dad, a small business owner. If that's considered a sheltered life, then that's disparaging to most of this community. But I believe in public service. It's something; those are values that my parents taught me as a little boy. And I sit here and I look at our community and I see these discharges that are going on daily, and what we need to do in order to stop these discharges. It is going to be my singular focus in order to get these discharges stopped. And we need to send somebody to Washington who is going to fight for the people of the 18th District. Talking about all these other issues, they sound wonderful, water farming and SEP and CERT, all these things, they're great. But unfortunately, without the land south of Lake O, ultimately we're going to be sitting here in 20 years and 30 years talking about this issue again and again. I recognize it may sound simple, buying the land, but we know that's the solution. It's the key to everything here to stop these discharges. I look forward to fighting for the people of the 18th District as a member of Congress, and I want to thank you again for having me today, and I'm happy to answer any other questions that you may have for me, but thank you again for the time.
Thank you. Mr. Perkins.
I grew up in a small town in western Miami-Dade County, Sweetwater. My dad's a retired corrections officer for the Miami-Dade County jail system. My mom's a retired social worker for juvenile justice. I have 4 sisters. I'm a very proud father, 4 wonderful daughters. I had opportunity in life, okay, but I worked hard. I've worked my fingers to the bone my entire life. But millions of Americans worked as hard as I did 30 years ago, and over the last 30 years, and millions of Americans in this country got up and worked just as hard as I ever have today at getting their days started. And the fact of the matter is that luck and timing was also on my side. So the stars aligned for me when they needed to. So when you hear me talking about what's important, it's one thing, my first daughter was born, Ashley, we're on the WIC program for 2 years. So I know what it's like to stand in Winn-Dixie with coupons, buying diapers and formulas and the prenatal services that are provided Siley. Our first 2 daughters were born to midwives. But I've been very fortunate financially in my business, my career, my family. And so it's one thing talking the talk, it's another thing walking the walk. So when you hear me talk about early child education, 0 to 5, and really understanding what that means and why it's important to level the playing field for our children when they get into kindergarten. When you're talking about equality in education, when you're talking about vocational education and apprenticeship programs and how they're important, we talk about mental health issues in this country and our young children suffering from anxiety and depression and early child intervention and detection and why that's important. It leads to borderline personality disorder, bipolar issues, and manifesting things as our children get from the teenagers and young adults, our opioid problems in this country, and the epidemic, which is a health crisis of today. Family with children with special needs. We have 2 nieces. Where Cy and I have been able to provide unlimited occupational behavioral speech therapy to help these 2 incredible young women who just happen to have special needs and other developmental disabilities maximize their potentials in life. Small businesses, understanding what actually being a small business and being on both sides of where I was and where I am today, and solving problems in this country that affect all Americans equally and putting the political divide aside. And understanding that 99% of this country aren't as fortunate as we are, as I am, as Siley is, with our families and other challenges, and being able to get families in this country where they're able to provide the same opportunities. We all hurt the same, we all cry the same, we all love the same, and we all want the same for our children. And it should not be based on the size of our checkbook or the amount of money I have in my bank account. These things should be equally accessible to all families across this country. But you have to be able to solve problems. You have to be able to engage people. You have to find common ground. You have to be able to start dialogue, understanding that people are not always going to think the way that you think socially. They're going to have different opinions and different views on things, and you've got to be able to respect that other person, no matter who you're dealing with, again, to get things moving forward, as long as it doesn't come from a position of hatred or discrimination.
Thank you all.